What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Unscripted Podcast. As always, I'm your host, Eduardo, and I'm here with my co-host, Edward. What is up, Edward?
You're just maybe showing love to New York by saying you're,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir,
especially
man.
specifically Western New York.
Oh
Just
yeah.
saying.
Not the other New York, not the other New York. But man, how you feeling with these playoffs that just happened? Obviously, the divisional round ended. Um, what is your takeaway from the divisional round? A lot of obviously there was one upset, and then something kind of normal teams that should have won. But what's your takeaways from the divisional round?
I take away from the divisional round. Maybe I think the public, I think they're kind of starting to realize that, I don't know. I think which team we're kind of expecting to be in the Super Bowl, but I think the public's kind of starting to turn on them because maybe got a little situation
Yeah, we'll
with
talk
the
about them.
zebras.
We'll talk about them later on in the podcast. But man, um, this divisional round was it was I don't know, man. It's so unreal to me because obviously the Commanders won. I'm rocking the gear, the JD5 jersey. Um, the Commanders beat the Lions 45-31, and they were what were they 9.5 underdogs? I think, if I'm not
I
mistaken,
think
they were
eight.
eight,
I think it was eight
eight,
and a half.
8.5, right? And I think I said the Commanders cover. You said the Lions. Man, it just as a fan of this team, it just like I would have never imagined like. And obviously we live in the area. We would have never ever thought like we would ever see them even play in the NFC Championship or even say like we're one a game away from
And
the Super Bowl. And
it's been honestly like probably 48 hours. Even at it's still it's still mind boggling to even say the Washington football team, Commanders, Redskins.
whatever you want to call them, man.
Like I still can't. It's still so weird. I'm even saying Washington is a game away from the Super Bowl. If you
That's
told
what
me
I
this, if you told me this in August or September, there's no way I would have believed this. But
and
here we
and
are.
and like I said, even you could probably people can listen to like the old pod like in the beginning of the season. Like I, it's not like I was expecting much from the team. Obviously, it was gonna be the first season with obviously with the new regime and the new ownership, the GM, the new coaches, obviously with Jaden being a rookie and the quarterback, which when we drafted him, I was like, you know what, he's gonna be the best one. I really liked him, and I was happy that we drafted him. And the fact that this all has happened in 1 year, it's like really like it's exciting for the next 10 years and what the next few seasons can it be that we can really be contenders and you're gonna see this team in the playoffs. I still can't process it. Like we're in the NFC Championship. I literally could not sleep. I had so much emotions the next day. I still wore the jersey around. Um, it's so surreal. Like I said, I feel like I'm in a different
What's
like
so
universe.
it's like what's so unique is that it was this time last year the Detroit Lions were the team of destiny. Now the new team of destiny is the team that just knocked them off.
Yeah.
And now, but also like it also brings me to say like what was even the bigger shocker? The Detroit Lions, who are probably the best team in the whole regular season, just got punked, just played lost with a bye and everything, and on their turf.
Uh-huh. I
So
mean,
like, or the
let
biggest
me
shocker is like the Commanders won the game.
let me see. I mean, look, a lot of the let me do something because the Lions, they were talking a lot of shit, some of the players. And I did like the Lions. I do like St. Brown. I like all the team. Dan Campbell, great coach. Um,
Are you, are
obviously,
you specific, are you specifically talking about all the players, or are you just talking about Amon-Ra St. Brown?
I mean, a little bit of everything. I think after was it the game against the Vikings, right? They were doing something, right? They were saying put the buffs on, right? So I'm gonna do something what they some of the Commanders fan players that did, put your buffs on. One specific player did this. I mean, you can put you're gonna when we do the clip, you can put it right here. You gotta put the buffs on. I don't know if you can see it. Can you see it now? I don't know.
It's kind of, I think it's kind of messing up your background.
Yeah, let me see if I can. Well, it just says it's some glasses. You pull the clip. Um, put the buffs on. Um, but yeah, man. Well, I mean, look, I was surprised, but like I did mention, like in the last episode, like if it's gonna rely on Jaden Daniels and this team, and obviously we're not gonna stop the run game as much. Obviously, Gibbs was gonna do his thing, and he did his thing. Um, what did he have? What did he have? Ran for 105 yards, two touchdowns. Um, but I mean, look, hey, this is all the players, man. The Lions players there. What for every catch, every first down, what were they doing? They're doing the Camp War celebration. Oh, they were doing all that, and then,
They're trying to
um,
put on a show in their house, but
but man, just give me your thoughts on that game. Obviously,
I mean,
it was
yeah,
one heck of a game. The over hit, I think it was like 51 and a half or 55. I'm not for sure.
true. Truthfully, I think this was probably the best game out of the all the four divisional games. But
Huh.
yeah, if anybody wants, I advise anybody maybe like do their research or their homework about the Bobby Lane curse. Apparently, like that's the thing I still can't get over. Like the Lions are probably the hottest team in the league in the regular season. They only lost two games, right? They only lost
Yeah,
two games in the
two
regular
games. And
season.
remember the game week 18, they beat the Vikings. That defense um did his thing on Sam Darnold. And like I said, I mean, this defense wasn't the best defense. Obviously, it's not the best defense. They have a lot of injuries. Um, but their offense was still on fire. Um, and we got a sighting of Jared Goof, kind of the
Yeah,
reason.
the Commanders' defense did. Yeah, that was the. I think that was the X factor. They just turned it up.
Mhm.
I know their run defense was a little shaky, but
It's
shout out.
30th it was the 30th run defense in the league. So, like I said, Gibbs did all his thing. And obviously, the Jamison Williams touchdown that he did. I don't even know how many yards was that, but I think that was when it was like 31 to 28. That's when they scored. I think it was 31-28 when he scored. Um, but the defense
But
really stepped up. Four turnovers, if I'm not mistaken.
mhm.
Um,
And
crucial
honestly,
plays.
I think even towards the fourth quarter, the Lions were really just. You could just tell they were playing with some urgency, but they were just like kind of shook, like they're really about to lose the game.
Yeah. But this also comes in question like that first round bye. If some teams are like I said, the Chiefs are so used to it, they know how to win those type of games, even with a bye in, them being the first round bye, the first team. The Lions, they probably did not know how to handle it or something like that because they did not look their best and were not playing their how
But
normally did. And the thing
that's the
is,
thing to me. It's like this team was one game away from even getting to the Super Bowl, and I thought that was like once they ran it back, that was like the number one priority as soon as week one started to get back to there. And just it's like you can't you just can't even process or even explain the whole collapse. Like,
and
yeah, yeah, their defense, they had some injuries, some guys were coming back, but I think maybe losing Terrion Arnold or who's the defender
with
that they
Hutcherson,
lost?
Aiden
No,
Hutcherson,
no,
right?
no, no, not Aiden Hutchins, not Aiden Hutchinson, the defender that got injured on the first play.
Branch, was it Branch, the corner?
Was it Armstead?
I'm not sure. I know he got hurt. Was it arm? His arm got broken or something like that
I don't
in
know.
the
I'm
game.
blanking on the name, but I don't
Yeah,
remember exactly. But I
yeah.
think that also that might have kind of set the lines up for some trouble as the game was going to go forward.
But
But
but I mean, like the Washington's offense had an answer for everything. They were there for, every time they answered, we answered, and Jaden just like he know what to do. They basically just like do what you got to do whatever you got to do to win this game, whether it was
mhm.
running, passing, and I, you know what, I like that they went for on fourth down. Obviously, we knew that both teams were going to go on fourth down. Watch is the number one team on converting fourth down conversions. Obviously, the Lions are going to do what it do. Dan Campbell always goes for it. But man, I love regardless. You know what? Like, F it. Like, fuck it. Like, to beat the Lions, you got to go for it. And you just got to go for it, go for it, go for it, and just win the game. And that's what the Commanders did. They went for it because we had nothing to lose. Nobody expected us to be here in the first place. Nobody expected
Mhm.
us to beat the Bucks. Nobody expected us to beat the Lions. And all the pressure was on Detroit to win because obviously they were trying to run it back from last season and to go to the Super Bowl. And this was the season for them, knowing that they're most likely their two coordinators, Aaron Glenn and Ben Johnson, are gonna get head coaching jobs.
And one
And
of them
now
just
that
did.
and one
Now, like that's even a bigger question now. Is like, how confident are they that they can get back to you just get back to like this turnaround that they just pretty much had for like the last 3.5 years.
exactly. But I mean, like I said, I mean, Dan Campbell that has done an incredible job with that organization. Everything that's happened in that organization, he turned it around. I obviously, he got very emotional after the game. Um, but I mean, I get it. Like, a lot of fans were shocked and just was like very disappointed and just that was probably gonna hurt him a lot,
Heartbroken.
heartbroken because that team was a Super Bowl contender team, and they just lost it. Like they had years of having season after season, just horrible season. They were the only team. They were the only team to go 0-16, right? Not win a single game one season, right?
They were the first team to
First year,
go
right?
0
First
and
year,
16.
0-16. Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So they've had a lot of bad seasons, but man, like I said, who knows what's gonna happen with the team? But man, like I said, this team is so unreal, and I think what people are saying like Jaden, yes, he's a rookie. I think he's 24 years old. Like he's had a lot of college football. He's played a lot of college football, like Arizona State, obviously what he did at LSU. So he's definitely has that maturity, had a lot of games in him. Um,
Yeah,
he
what
does not look
speak?
like a rookie.
Yeah, what he needs to be applauded for is also just his poise. Like he plays like a vet, and even the vets look up to him, and just the whole team just gravitates toward him. They believe in five, and I think that's the more what's the word I'm looking for? More astounding thing about it. Like
And
he's definitely got Rookie of the Year on lock. It's gonna be
have
his, no
probably
question.
probably one of the best rookie seasons for a quarterback to ever like happen. Like it is, and even I said last episode, like this season, regardless what happens, it's gonna be a season to remember, an incredible season. I will never forget this season, and the fact that we're one game away from the Super Bowl, I will never ever forget this. And if we make it to Super Bowl, this like it would be an incredible season.
And
Um,
it only makes it even more appropriate that they're going against their division rival, the
I
Philadelphia
know,
Eagles.
man, but you know what?
So
You got to beat the best to you gotta to get there. You gotta beat the best, and right now the Eagles have been the best team and they've been going, but the series we're tied 1-1. But we'll see, man. I'm excited. Still hasn't kicked in. Like, I think probably once it hits Saturday, Sunday, game day, it probably hit in. But man, Jaden Daniels, McLaurin, Robinson, incredible job. Obviously, Dan Quinn, Cliff, Magic Johnson, like
it's
Josh
time
Harris, like everything, man. Magic Johnson, everything he touches, it turns into gold. Every team he's been part of turns to gold. Like I said, it's been an incredible season.
it's time to
But
put your left hand up. Want to
Uh,
put your left hand up.
left. Oh shit, my bad. Left hand up while
Hand
we
up. The
And
Commanders.
and remember when the song came out, it was kind of we were just kind of making fun of it, but now it's just people are embracing it. But we'll
Yeah, that's
see.
that's gonna be the fight song now.
Yeah, let's move on. We'll be back to we'll get to it later. Obviously, let's go on with the Texans versus the Chiefs. A lot of controversy in this game. Uh, Look, man, when you go to the Chiefs, you go to Chiefs Kingdom, you know what's expected. I think a lot of in even if away home when you guys play the Chiefs, you play Mahomes, you know what's expected. Obviously, certain calls are going to be in favored in them. Certain calls, certain things on Mahomes are going to be called, and they did.
I
Um,
think I think you're specifically referring to the call where he slid, but
there was that one, and then the fake, the that he kind of just kind of over exaggerated that
he kind of like he over
the
exaggerated going back to
flop,
the sideline.
yeah, the flop. And I think he knows it. He knows what he's doing. And he knows certain things we're gonna get called. And before the game happened, he was talking to the refs. So that just kind of looking like funny. Nothing taken away from the Chiefs. You know, obviously the Chiefs are the Chiefs, and
Yeah,
we expected them to win. But
the, the
they got to
Chiefs
they
playing at Arrowhead, I fully expected just hammer the money line. They just got they're gonna get the dub.
yeah. But man, that late slide, I think the NFL really has to go looking into like in the off season because I mean not just the Chiefs, but this happened before. Like that late slide, like when quarterbacks are gonna be running, the defenders already have the momentum of like already tackling. So that late slide, like something had to happen because they can't stop it. They're already going for the tackle, so it's already too
I
late. They can't do
mean,
anything about it.
I think I mean that is just a standard football play at all levels.
Yeah.
I think that's actually kind of what Aziz Al Shair got suspended for in the beginning. But
Uh,
when you look at the play, I don't think they're going to do anything to work on it. But
But something about the
it's
late
all
slide. Something about the late slide. Something about that quarterbacks once like something like that because it has happened on many, like I think a few times this season, and
like it works to the quarterback's favor because they know they're going to get the flag and they can
yeah,
just and that's going to progress them down the field. But I don't know.
I'm,
I don't blame the Texans for feeling type of way.
yeah,
They definitely let that known in their post game interviews, but
hmm they're probably gonna get some fines for that. Um,
I still believe the Texans still have something. They did have they didn't have their premier playmakers and still able to advance to that level of the playoffs,
the
and
defense played well, yeah,
I could see them maybe picking up some more guys in the draft. But
yeah.
CJ Stroud and the Texans,
They'll definitely be
they'll figure it out.
yeah, they'll figure it out. But like I said, the Chiefs are the Chiefs, and once you go to Arrowhead, you gotta go do what you gotta do at Arrowhead. Let's move on to the next game that happened. I mean, we'll talk about the game, probably one of the best games of the divisional round. But let's talk about right now about the Rams, the Eagles, the Commanders' next opponent. Rams, Eagles. The Eagles won 28 to 22 in like a little blizzard snowy game. Kind of close. But what was your thoughts on that game? Obviously, the Eagles won that game. Saquon went crazy, like I expected him. I think we expected him to go crazy. It was going to be a very run heavy game because of
Said
this
we said he needed at least 100 yards, but once again against the Rams, he got 200 yards, 26 carries, 205 yards rushing, two touchdowns.
and a total of
And
what, like 230 32 yards in total yards because receiving
yep,
at 27 and 205 rushing and two touchdowns and that one touchdown where the last touchdown, like that dude was like hitting his head like already, like he was like
those
celebrating.
those Saquon home run touchdowns.
Yeah. Jalen Hurts didn't do much in this game, only threw for 128 yards. He did get hurt with his knee, so it is concerning for certain for Philly
I
fans. We
mean,
don't know he did finish the game.
mhm.
But that is a little concerning that he hurt his knee in one of the plays.
I mean, you did say that, but we also did see the opening touchdown. He just basically glided for 44 yards to the house. But
Yeah.
yeah, Jalen Hurts, he did get roughed up, and I think we kind of did maybe like throughout the whole season. I think we kind of slept on this Rams D line. They got some guys on there,
Yeah,
and yeah, Jared Verse, he was going at it with the fans, and they let him know. They let him know
yeah.
they did not want him.
Like I
They
said,
were
we
not
are.
pleased with his comments earlier in the week, but
That's how Philly is. That's how Philly fans are.
he leaned into the
Um,
villain role. But yeah, that Rams D line, they were getting after Jalen, and I think
yeah.
people thought once Aaron Donald left, they'd probably take a step back. But I think Jared Verse is the right piece to pretty much complement the defensive line
Hmm.
hole that Aaron Donald left. But yeah, I think I don't want to say because I think Philly had the best O line in the league, but I think that Rams D line, I don't want to say exposed them, but they were kind of punking them, honestly.
Hmm.
But I think they got to tighten that up if they even have a chance because they were the number one rushing team in the league too, right? Outside, I mean, next to Baltimore.
Yeah. Um, like I said, they was a close game. Matt Stafford had a chance, and was it he fumbled it towards the end or something like that? Or he got yeah sad. I forgot. Whatever. They had a chance towards the end, but they could not convert it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that Rams D line also forced that safety too.
Yeah. Which that's when he got hurt before, and that's when he got hurt, and then that he couldn't really run, so that was a little concerning there. But like I said, he finished the game. Um, Now the NFC Championship, it's gonna be in Philly. It's gonna be loud. Those fans are gonna let the Commanders hear it. I'm sure it's gonna be. I'm sure it's gonna be a lot of Commanders fans there too because it's close. But we'll see. We'll get to that towards the end. Kind of the conference championship. Let's move on to the battle of the MVP candidates. Lamar Jackson versus Josh Allen. It was in Buffalo. The Buffalo Bills won the game, but the Baltimore Ravens could have tied the game, and it did not happen. Now, right now, Mark Andrews getting a lot of heat because he had the touchdown or the 2-point conversion,
And
um,
he
and he
dropped
dropped,
it.
and he also had a fumble. He had like two drop balls, if I'm not mistaken. Um, so he's getting a lot of heat. Um, Lamar played great. I think Lamar played good. Lamar played really good. He did much. So for him to get a lot of the blame, I wouldn't blame him. Um, Josh
I'm
Allen didn't have
just
Josh Allen didn't have to do much this game, honestly. It was the turnovers that affected Baltimore. Josh Allen didn't turn over the ball. Baltimore did, and that's what cost the Ravens the game. Like I said, Josh Allen only had 127. He did score twice, rushing touchdowns. Cook only had 67 yards rushing. But yeah, I mean, what are your thoughts on that game? Well, Baltimore, another disappointing season, another season for Lamar winning, potentially probably winning his third MVP, and no Super Bowl appearance to show for it.
I mean, the MVP is a regular season award. I don't think voters are going to factor in this
Yeah, yeah,
game to, I guess, make their final decision on who wins MVP. But I think this game kind of did hurt. It kind of did hurt his MVP. I want to say it hurt his chances. It just didn't look good for Lamar.
yeah. Uh-huh.
And I'm not going to blame him as the sole reason they lost the game, but I think Buffalo just came to play, and that was really the ultimate factor. Buffalo didn't turn over the ball. Josh Allen, he might win MVP just off of that because he always had all the physical tools in the town, but he kind of did early in his career. He was known for kind of like giving the game away through his turnovers, but he's managed to clean that up, and that could be the factor of if he wins MVP. So even when we both saw this game, we still don't know who could win MVP. It's really neck and neck between those two, and we'll see soon.
Yeah, I mean, even like after the game, Lamar just didn't want to put the blame on Mark Andrews. You gotta understand, Mark Andrews is one of the best tight ends in the league. He's only had two drops all season, if I'm not mistaken. And obviously, it's cold. It's
Hmm.
it's cold. The
Those,
balls. It's gonna be tougher to hold on to the ball. Now, in the if you do see the 2 point conversion, I mean, look, Lamar was it 88 yards? He drove him down 80 yards to drive him down for the touchdown to basically give him a chance. So Lamar did what he had to do. Now, if you see the 2 point conversion, kind of Lamar kind of like could have passed it a little early, but he kind of just like fakes it first or did something and then he throws it. So
I thought he was gonna run it in, but
that's what I thought. But then if
mm,
you could, like you said, you could see it. He's kind of just like a little fake, and then like he throws it. So I feel like he could have thrown it a little earlier.
yeah,
Um,
I mean, as a Steelers fan, there was a play. There was a play when they played in Pittsburgh. They were trying to do the 2 point conversion. It kind of looked like the same exact play, but as dynamic as their offense has been, I think Baltimore's weakness was the 2 point conversion. They haven't been successful with that the whole season.
but it was a great play
Hmm.
calling, great play. It's just that he could not hold on to the ball. And I do believe, I think if Baltimore would have scored that 2 point conversion, I think they would have gone in overtime and won the game. But like I said, we would never know. And that was the thing. That's the thing about Lamar. Like his playoff, like he doesn't get it done in the playoffs. And I think right now he's 3-5 in the playoffs. Obviously, with Josh Allen, he's beat Mahomes in the playoffs. It was just that he needs to get to that Super Bowl, and that's the only knock on him that he has done. He's beat Mahomes. He did this and that. It just and he's won in the playoffs. It's just that he just got to get to the Super Bowl, and now we get the matchup that everybody has wanted. The Chiefs versus the Bills is going to be one heck of a game.
This is
Um,
this got to be. I think this is round four between them.
this is the new Manning Manning versus Brady. Um, you just got to beat the best, to be the best. And right now, let me just look at the odds because now we're going to talk about the these games. So for the Bills and Chiefs, right now the Chiefs are 1.5 favorites right now. The over under is 47.5. Could be a lot of points scored. Um, what's your thoughts on this game specifically?
This one's an Arrowhead, right?
Yes, Arrowhead, man. It's an Arrowhead. Obviously, with a lot of it's gonna be loud. Um, I think the Bills just can't. Just got to do what they got to do. They just got to win this game. They just got to focus on it. They can only control what they can control, regardless whatever the refs happen. Hopefully, nothing the refs don't make certain calls that affects the game or affects certain moments of the game. But the Bills only can control what they can control. Um, but
I just I don't even know about picks. I'm just expecting it as must see TV.
uh, like I feel like this is Josh Allen's moment to go down there and beat Mahomes. Even though right now the Chiefs, like I said, the Chiefs are the Chiefs. At certain moments, they don't look good, but they know how to get it done. That's the difference. That's the difference about the Chiefs, is that they know how to get it done. Regardless if they
Yeah,
don't play well like that, they know how to win
yeah.
games.
Statistically, Travis Kelsey hasn't had the best season, but I had all the confidence because he just knows how to turn it on once the playoffs come.
Uh-huh.
Like he starts looking like his old self from about 5 years ago.
Mhm. But I mean, like the Bills defense is really gonna have to step up. I think this game, like Josh Allen, is it like I said, I think you know what he has gone better. He knows what he has to win this game. He knows just to get to that, to get to win and to get far and try to make a Super Bowl. Is just be smart with the football.
Even I think he's even been open about he even fixed it. He even fixed up his throwing motion and getting the ball out better.
Mhm.
And I
Um,
think that actually kind of did help their offense too.
yeah. Like I said, certain players need to step up. Shakir, Keon Coleman. Is Amari Cooper hurt? Is he's still playing? Because I don't know if I did not see him.
I think it was only targeted once in the game. That was also very odd how just they
Lately, I
acquired
have
Amari
not seen
Cooper,
Amari Cooper,
but
and I did not really.
a lot of people forget he's on the team.
But this could be a game where they need. He could be a factor in this game. But we'll see. It's gonna take it's gonna be a Josh Allen really has to step up in this game, and I feel like to win, he really has to be the guy. The defense is gonna make some plays. Obviously, the Chiefs defense is really good. Chris Jones, what do you have? How many, like 5 sacks or five? He balled out. I know he balled out. Um, was it like three or something sacks? I think he had, if I'm not mistaken.
Chris Jones,
Yeah.
he had he only had one sack, but yeah, he was making plays.
Yeah, he was making plays. He had like what 1 sack, right?
Yeah, he had like one sack before combined tackles.
Yeah, that was it. That was it. That was it. Obviously they have Trey McDuffie.
It was Karlaftis that was having the big game.
Oh yeah, Carl Loftus. But yeah, man. For this game, I want the Bills to win. It's tough because man, it's Mahomes and it's an Arrowhead, and but I do want the Bills to win. I look, man, they're not making the Chiefs are not making it. The Chiefs are not making it easy to not like not go against them, man. Like it's certain things that you just kind of obviously like kind of like the Patriots, like people didn't like them. Now it's kind of getting to the point where
I'm putting it in kind of like in basketball terms because there was that time when Golden State, even when they had KD, like
or
they were
or
kind
like
of
go
going on that run, but everybody was really starting to get tired of them.
like in the
They even
beginning,
knew they
in the
even knew
beginning you
like
like them.
midway they even knew midway through the season they were already going to win the chip.
Yeah, and like you knew that you liked them in the beginning, and then once they start doing it, going again and going again and going again, you're just like, okay, like I'm tired of these guys. I'm going to say the Bills win this game. I think the Bills cover 1.5 and they win the game. Um, I have all the confidence in the world with Josh Allen. Think he's locked in. This team is locked in. I think they're going Arrowhead and win this game. Um,
I still don't know a
I
definite.
believe I like I said, I want the Bills to win. I'm a big fan, Josh Allen fan. I think he was I had him as MVP. This game I don't the MVP this season. I've said it. And I do want the Bills to win. I think have them going to Super Bowl, it would be amazing for them and the fans, man. Those fans will go crazy if they go to the Super Bowl. Um, but I'm taking the Bills in this game. The spread and the points and the money line.
Truthfully, I don't know, but I think both these teams kind of had to punch each other in the mouth to see what each other team's kind of made of. So I'll just
What
maybe just take the over. That's
you
all.
taking off?
That's just all
What
I can
you
think
so
of.
let's say the over is 47.5. You taking the over in that game?
Yes.
All right. So you're not picking the Chiefs or the Bills and the points or the money line.
You know what? I'll take the over, but I just see the Chiefs winning off a field goal. I think that's what it might come down to. You never know.
Yeah, this game's gonna be close, or it will know. Let's move on to the Commanders versus Eagles. This is a 3 o'clock game. The Eagles are 5.5 points favorite. Um, the over under is 47.5, just like the Chiefs. Just Chiefs and Bills. Uh, man, I look. It's gonna be hard stopping Saquon. It really is gonna be very hard to stop Saquon. Saquon's gonna go. He's gonna do what he's gonna do. Um, but I think it's gonna take Jalen Hurts throwing the ball to get this W. And I think this is where the Commanders can really, really get some turnovers because the way the defense has been playing, the confidence that they got. Um, you saw what they did with the Jared Goff, and obviously with the weapons that the Lions had. If they make Jalen Hurts try to make Jalen
Also,
Hurts win the game, I think they can win this game. The Commanders can win this game.
also in order, also another player that needs to step up for the Eagles to have a chance. Maybe start reading books on the sideline, and maybe
They
just getting the Browns, so maybe some people can make money. But that's besides the point. Yeah, AJ Brown, he's kind of been really quiet in this playoffs, but I think he needs to be a factor for the Eagles to also have a chance too. So
I'm taking the Commanders on the points. And I'm gonna go for the money line because I trust in Jaden. I think the way that he's been playing, and the thing about these certain teams, these teams that are gone on a high streak and on a roll, they're on fire, and the confidence that they have, and Washington has that. We have nothing to lose. This is like the first season, so we have nothing to lose. So why not us? That has been their mentality right now. Is why not us? And I think we beat the Eagles at in Lincoln Financial Field. I think we beat them. We cover the spread, and I think we win the game.
That's the crazy thing. Like this team's also just they got momentum on their side too.
Yeah, and that's what I'm getting. And I think I have all my confidence in the coaching staff and like I said, Jaden Daniels.
I'm gonna be honest. I would love for the Commanders to win, but I just remembered I forgot the Eagles got that big Fangio defense.
Yeah, he's gonna throw a lot of exotics and a lot of things at Jaden, but I have like I said, I have all the confidence in the world with Jaden. I think for sure they cover the spread. And me, I'm just gonna say that they win the game money line. Plus 220 money line.
It's still tricky, but at home, those loud Savage fans, I'll pick the Eagles.
Yeah. All right then. That is it for today's episode. We'll be back for